Doug Green.
Doug Green. And what made me notice you first was the Constellation ad. So you actually served on the Constellation?
Yes.
And so when did you get out of the military?
1968.
And then you told me that you started driving a truck, right?
Yep.
So how did that all come about? Was it right after the military?
Yeah, pretty much. I had two brothers that were truck drivers that didn't serve in the military. One had a heart murmur, and the other one got married before they ever come along with the draft, so they both missed it.
Right. And so you ended up driving a truck. Now, who'd you drive for first, a small company or a big company?
Just a small company, and then I bought my own truck, and I had it for 31 years.
Okay, now that's the thing that lots of folks ask me about. They're like, well, what does it take to get your own truck? Y'all can go ahead, don't worry about us.
Lots of money.
Lots of money.
They're a money pit.
Now, how long did you drive for somebody else before you got your own truck?
About 6 years.
About 6 years, okay. And then what made you decide? You just felt like you were ready, or you had saved up enough money, or?
Both.
Both of them, okay. And so when you first started with your own truck, was it easier or harder than you expected?
Oh, it was what I expected, but it was a whole lot easier than it is now. You didn't have near the regulations that you do now.
Right, but for the good new guys, they don't know that, so they really won't feel it.
No.
Right, because you started out with less regulation, but the new guys are brought up in it. So right. So what would you say to somebody who was a military guy who was thinking about, well, maybe I want to drive a truck for a living?
It's a good occupation. Traffic's kind of terrible now, but if you're young enough, you can handle it.
No, were you local or over the road?
No, over the road.
You were over the road. And how did that affect family?
Well, I got divorced after 15 years. It takes a good woman to be married to a truck driver.
I've heard that. I've heard that. But I guess it's the same in the military too, right?
Exactly.
Because you were at sea a lot, I'm sure.
Yeah. And, I'd been used to traveling since I was 17 years old.
Right.
And it was just a way of life, that
Right.
It was interesting. It was something new every day. I know you've heard the expression, looking at the world through a windshield.
Right.
And the things I've seen, I probably wouldn't have got to see ordinarily working in a factory or whatever.
Right. Right. So you would say that it's definitely something for a serviceman to think about when he's getting out. I know now that they can get their training in 4 weeks, right? And now the companies, it's 4 weeks, about 4 weeks, and their VA benefits pays for it. And now even the companies are reimbursing them for their expenses, and there's such a shortage of drivers, which I don't know if you're aware of since you've been out.
No, I'm aware.
Yeah, there's a big shortage, so they're guaranteed to get a job.
I'll be 70 this year, and I could still go back and drive if I wanted to.
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome. So it's something that you can use, even if they decide to do something later on.
As long as you can pass the physical, you can do it.
They can keep driving. Well, thanks for your time. I appreciate it. Thanks for your service.
Oh, you're welcome.